fun.
Welcome to the Pedicab.
I love it. I love it. What a great idea. Talk about laid back. This is awesome.
All right, Pedicab Confessions coming back at you. I have a treat right now for you. I'm just telling you what. It's not often that you get to ride around in the host city of the conference that is getting ready to happen here with someone who's been in the insurance industry for over a decade. We'll get into the specifics here in a minute. But Brad, your organization does well over $20 million a year in production. And you know, we hear this phrase thrown around a lot, just getting started, but I feel like you probably feel like it. So, I mean, Brad Smith, introduce yourself. Who are you? How did you get into insurance? Like, what led you to the insurance industry?
I would say desperation.
I'm gonna fix your mic here. We're being our own videographers here for a second there. But desperation.
Yeah, desperation.
All right, explain that one for me.
I mean, I was in a really bad place, lost a business, lost a lot of self-confidence, obviously money, and I was just ready for a really big change. I needed almost everything in my life to change.
I think there's probably a lot of people out there that like they're in that place where they feel like they need everything to change.
And I didn't have time to reinvent the wheel. I didn't have time to create something, even though I do like, as an entrepreneur, I like creating things. But I needed to find something that had proven success, a system. And a friend of mine called me, and he was doing really well. He introduced me to you. Thank goodness. And
how long ago was that? Was 2012?
2013.
Okay, 2013.
So it was like 12 and a half years ago. And I literally had $142 in my checking account, maxed out on every single credit card. But I still had hope because I knew I still had it in me, like work ethic, and I needed a mentor like you. I needed somebody that had results, that I could trust their advice. And I saw your lifestyle. I saw that you were not just making a lot of money, but you were happy, you were making an impact. I met a bunch of your agents in the office, and it was just a different culture than I was expecting. I was expecting like an aggressive sales culture, and it just seemed like it was people like me, you know? So I was...
I mean, would you say like finding a place that fit you to get into this industry, that, like talk about that. How is that different? Because we're talking to people who maybe they're looking at the industry maybe for the first time, or they're in the industry and they're just like, I don't know if this really works for me. We may have to pause for a second and get some construction in Denver, you know.
What happens when you go live in Denver?
Right?
Unpredictable. On purpose.
They're going after it. All right, but tell me more about this ideal of like finding a fit for you, finding a place that you feel like this is me, so that you can have the most success. Because I think a lot of people don't take that into the equation when they're looking to get not just into the insurance industry, but any industry.
Well, I think who you work with is probably the most important thing. I mean, obviously you have to be in the right place, doing the right thing, and I was looking for evidence of success, and we always hear success leaves clues, so I could see that there was evidence, but there was also evidence of success at other places that I knew it didn't fit. There was people that were successful, they didn't have any time freedom, or they just didn't seem happy. And you know, working with the right people, you're investing a lot of your life. Like I've been here for almost a third of my life. I mean, like literally 25-30% of my life I've been here. Half of my adult life. So, and the thing about success is the best lessons aren't taught, they're caught. You taught me that, actually. They're caught. I've watched you, and watching your success and watching your work ethic and, you know, your vision always increasing. That's what That's what always gets my vision to increase, surrounding myself with people that I can relate to, that I believe, they're not so far past me, they're not so far above me that I could never do it. It's like they're within reach, but they're still always a step ahead. And that's what you've been, and, Brandon Casey in front of you. And so I think it's just so important to like who you work with. And there's just a trust that's built, and which is foundational, especially with a team.
Well, I mean, what you're saying as far as just having that place of, finding those people that you're trying, right? Finding that group that you can work with. And sometimes that takes a little bit of time. But I can remember back to even when I was in that interview, you with Matt, and you guys were asking as many questions as we were, right? Like and I think a lot of people get into business or get into partnerships without doing their due diligence. What would be one question that you would, or maybe even a couple of questions, that if someone's looking to partner with somebody in the industry, what are some questions that they should be asking to find out, might this be the place that's going to give me the success that I deserve, because I'm going to work for it and I'm working with the kind of people that would be in my tribe?
I mean, I don't like to ask, what does the average person do? What's the average person? How much success does the average person has? A lot of people ask that question, but I know I'm not average. I've never compared myself to average, so why would I start with that? I want to know, what are the best doing? I want to know, what does lifestyle look like? Okay. Not just the income. I wanted to know, because the lifestyle is the thing I've always been chasing, which includes income, but it also includes time freedom and choices and flexibility. And so I want to know, what does the end look like? I'm okay with the journey if the destination is where I want to go. So I think a lot of people, they go down a career path, whether it's in college, they try to get a major in something, or they start a job somewhere, not really looking at where it leads. And I had enough experience and failure in my life and I actually had a year after our last business failed and closed, where I was kind of due odds and ends, but the thing I was really looking for, there was a few things that I was looking for, really 3. And you asked me, what are you looking for? And it's funny how few people know the answer to that. They don't really know what they're looking for. Everyone's running in life, and most people are running from something, but very few people are running to anything. And I had spent a year after our business closed where I knew what I wanted. I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, because I love doing that. I love the way it makes me feel when I can make a difference in somebody's life. And second thing, as I said, I wanted to have purpose and feel like my purpose is waking me up every day, not just an alarm clock, because I've had it before. I've had a business that it was exciting, and my future was exciting, my vision that I was going after was exciting, and that's what woke me up every single day. And I felt like every day I was living with purpose. And at the moment, I didn't know who I was anymore. I lost my direction, and so I lost a lot of my identity because of it. And so I said, my second thing I want is purpose. And the third thing, which to me, the 1 and 2 go hand in hand, making a difference and having purpose. But the third thing, I said unapologetically, was I want to make a lot of money. And part of it was, it's not about the money. It's not about obtaining things. I've seen other people do things in their life, and I've always said, if they can, why not me? And I've always wanted to be the example to my kids that anything is possible. So I don't want to set ceilings and limitations on myself. And I also knew that the lifestyle I was chasing was going to involve money.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 things I was looking for, and I saw all 3 of those things in you and in your team. And so that's why I made the decision to get started.
So I mean, knowing what you're really after, so spending some time, know thyself to lead yourself, right? And then really finding out, is the group or the people that I'm getting ready to work with, can they actually help me get there by showing me that they're doing the same thing? Let's talk about the journey for a second. I mean, you've been doing this now for, as you said, a third of your life, half of your adult life. Give me, let's get some quick questions. Like, what's one, just you look back and it's just like, I never thought this would happen because of insurance moment?
Oh, I mean, the very first one was traveling the world. I didn't even realize that there were trips you could earn until I was close to earning one. And I was like, man, I've been chasing my bills for so long. I forgot what it's like to actually chase a life. And I saw from the first trip that we took to Ireland together, and you kind of like expanded my world. Like you were ordering 400 bottles of wine grown in Europe that aren't even in the US. And then we were on this amazing resort on a golf course in Ireland. And it's just like, man,
That was a good trip.
it was an awesome trip. And unbelievable people too. And so traveling, that was a big eye opener to me. The passive income, which is why I came here, but you don't realize how good it is until you start to experience it. And you see the deposits that start coming in first weekly and then daily, and then they start to grow. And the peace that you get about your future, the security you have, which I never chased security. I chased freedom and I chased opportunity, but the security that comes as a byproduct of knowing that your future is solid. It's just, I don't know many other industries you can have that. And then also the impact. I remember getting my first death claim and realizing that what we do doesn't just put money in our pockets. It doesn't just, give somebody peace of mind, which is a good feeling in a moment. But when you actually deliver your first death benefit check and you realize the impact, like real impact it has. And then I would say another thing that I realized is being around other people like you and I and other people that you start to grow your income, you start to look for new opportunities, and now you start to be involved in some other deals. You start to expand your horizon and work, I'm not saying you want to work necessarily outside, like other investment opportunities, but it opens doors.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, as we come up here to the end of our Pedicab confessional ride, couple quick fire questions. What's one sales skill that's underrated?
I would say asking questions.
Okay.
A lot of salespeople try to talk their way into selling, and I would say almost 90% of my sales were asking questions and getting the client to open up and talk.
Okay. Most ever made on one policy?
Personally, $70,000 on one. Yeah. Actually, that was.
We'll have to have you come back.
That was one policy. It was an $84,000 on the client, but it's $70 on one policy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then last thing, for someone who's looking to get into the industry, what's the first thing that they should do once they get started?
Put your ego aside, humble yourself. I would say number one is probably make a decision to stay here for a year and just do what your mentor says. It takes time, so you just have to make the decision that you're going to stick around and be here.
Well, guys, there's so much more that I want to pull out of this guy right here. You guys just don't even understand how much he has done for not only my business, but the insurance industry as a whole. So stick around. We're probably, if there's some questions, I know some of you guys out there, you're already following Brad Smith, you're already wondering, you have questions yourself. Post some questions that you want me to ask Brad next time in the comments. So I think we're gonna have to do something like this. We have Ignite coming up in March.
We do.
2026. You're leading that with Ryan Miller and Jacob Pogue. And we're planning something similar to this. It won't be Pedicab Confessions, but it's gonna be fun. So post the questions that you want me to ask Brad next time, and stay tuned for more. Follow this guy. We got his information right down there in the comments there. Take a look, and guys, just excited. Thank you for jumping on this guy. This is a little bit strange, a little bit different. But it's fun.
Yeah.
We have fun when we get stuff done. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Cool. That's fun.